Today's Monday, December 9th. This year flew by fast enough, and now this month also feels like it is flying by. But anyway, week one has wrapped, so it's time for a week one transactions video. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. This is A Life Well Spent. My name is Kelly, and on this channel I document my financial journey. So one of the types of videos that I do is a weekly transaction video, and I started to do this because I used to keep track of how much money I was spending by using cash for everything, right? It's really easy to sit there and go, well, I only have $20 left, so that's all I can spend. And then when COVID hit and, just with the life issues I had going on at the time, I was doing a lot of, ordering from a computer or an app or something like that and trying to go pick up. So I wasn't contracting anything. And I had to, I was caregiving at the time. So I didn't really want to get sick and then take something to the person that I was having to provide some care for. Or if I wasn't directly providing care, I was kind of on deck to provide. So when I started doing that, yes, I love the convenience of it, but then I would get to the end of the month and find that I wasn't like I was way over budget. Like I spent way more than I thought I was. So if I have to keep track of it in my head from week to week to week, not going to work for me. Not at all. Because in my head, I will completely forget about that time I went out to eat and I'll think, well, no, I didn't really I hardly ever went out, so I can go out to eat and then find out I was over budget at the end of the month. So this actually helps me stay on track, or, if I'm not staying on track, at least I'm sort of making conscious decisions to be like, yeah, I know this is going to put me over, but, I can't put this purchase off, or, I'm aware of it and I think that this is worth it. I'll try to make some changes someplace else in my budget to account for the overspend here, that sort of thing. So without further ado, here's my spending in the first week of December. Okay, I have now filmed this twice, and it's gotten corrupted both times. So this is going to be the short version. Shout out, let me know down below if you get that reference at all. Okay, so if you're new here, you don't know this. If you are not new here, you do know this. I try to set up my bills and all of my savings, investing things that I are my goals to do every month in the beginning of the month. So it's just kind of out of the way. And I start the month with a month's worth of income in my checking account so that I can cover everything. So starting out with my gym membership, it's the YMCA. It's $41.85. Yes, that's more expensive than it has to be, but it's a pool that I go to, not really the rest of it. I mean, yes, I can go to the rest of it, but obviously I could go to some other gyms cheaper, but they don't have pools. So mortgage, $647.09. That is a little bit less from last month, which is nice. My PMI dropped, but my insurance and my taxes went up. So lost 60, gained 59, basically. Gas, 66.64. Garbage, nothing. There's not a garbage month. Sewer, $63. That's a flat rate. Water, $18.97. I actually have another entry down a little bit further because for once I went over on my water bill. Electric, $42.53. Internet, $58. And then I have my retirement contributions, basically. So $500 to my Roth IRA, $70.83 to my brokerage account, $100 to my niece's brokerage account. So I put 50 in, my mother gives me 50 to put in, so 100 comes out. And then I put another $78.70 into my brokerage account. Now, I first started contributing to my brokerage account because I realized that I was $70.83 short of $1,000 between what I was putting into my Roth IRA and what I was putting into my my HSA. So I made up the difference. And then I realized I kind of accidentally made an extra payment, and when I did that, I took a look at how much I had contributed over the year, and I was $78.70 short of making it an even 1,000. So I was like, I'm going to do that. So that's why the extra entry this time around. And for the record, I do this because I can't ever remember. I can't even remember most of, like, I'll probably get to some of these things and not really remember what they were again, because I certainly did the first 2 times I ran through this. So that is why I had to start doing these weekly transactions, because I would get to the end of the month and I would have no idea what I spent the money on, and that would annoy me. I would also get to the end of the month and realize that, like, I actually really way went over in a budget category that I would have sworn to you I was under. And so at least if I go over, I'm usually making more of a conscious decision to go over rather than thinking I'm okay and finding out later I'm not. So I transferred $100 to a credit union. They do like this thing where you give them $100 a month. Well, you give them $100 a month. You put $100 in your account every month, and at the end of 12 months, they give you $100. So I've been doing that for a while, since like September. And then next comes a series of money moves where I just kind of put them in as transactions so I can kind of track where the money went. But my mother gives me $20 towards like some of our shared subscriptions. We've actually like canceled that for next year because we got rid of like all of our streaming services. And so yeah, the only one we have left is Apple TV, and that is up in May, and I think we're going to cancel. Um so yeah, so she won't really owe me anything towards that. So the 50 is what she gives me to put to my niece's brokerage account, and then $35 is her share of the cell phone. And that is, yeah, that's about it. So anyway, so that money comes in as income, and then I move it around as something else. So I there's her subscription money that's moving to the subscription sinking fund. There's my money moving to the subscription sinking fund. And then $17 to the Nittany Lion Club. It's 135 or 155 total to subscriptions, and then $59 to my car insurance fund. La di da. Now, you'll see some of these are empty. And you can see here I'm on like row 807. I basically for this year tried something different with my budget, and instead of having like a different like monthly, a different tab for every month, um I have it all on like one tab, and I have it set up to calculate in the one place from one transaction log. So I just basically hide the months that aren't being used right now, because it's just otherwise I have to scroll forever, and that's annoying. And so then from like month to month, rather than retype everything in, I just copy and paste it. I clear out the numbers and I clear out the dates. And if I know like what the number is going to be, like down here, I have a refund, I returned an item and I have a refund coming. I know that that's the amount of the refund. I will put the date in there when the refund actually posts. Like for right now, it's sitting there in a pending. It's driving me nuts, truly, because I returned it. I bought it from Walmart, but like on their website, and then I returned it to the Walmart in person. And the gal was like, "Okay, well, just so you know, they're not going to process this thing until we send it back to them, until they like actually get it back from us." And I was like, "But you have it now. Like it's like this is chain of evidence, right? Like it's in your possession now, so like it should have nothing to do with me. You should give me my money and take the refund from them." Like I don't understand why, like, I mean, listen, Walmart's not that much better than Amazon, but I was trying not to utilize Amazon, but I wanted to just kind of look at her and be like, if I buy something from Amazon, I can take it to Kohl's, which is not Amazon, or UPS. And as soon as UPS or Kohl's gets the item, they scan it in, they give me my money. They take responsibility for tracking the money down from Amazon. Like, I literally bought this on Walmart's website. Like, what do you mean you can't? So, very irritating. Anyway, it's sitting there pending, and it's been pending now since, well, let me see. It'll be the same day. Yeah, the 2nd of December. So it's been a week and it's just sitting there pending. I find that really annoying because it's not up to me like when they decide to ship it off, but like whatever. And then I don't know at this point, like if they've posted it and it's just been like, it's just my credit card that's the holdup. Like, I don't know at what point it turns over to be like, oh yeah, yeah, this is coming. We just take a day or two to clarify it. Who knows? Anyway, irritating. But something like that, the amount will be in, the date will not, because the formula that I use requires that the date, the amount, and the category all meet a certain criteria. So if there's no date, it doesn't get registered yet. And then what I'll do is, once I finally see that it's been registered on my card, I'll put the date in and then it will register over on the budget. My dividends, I don't quite know when they come out. It should be in a few days, and I don't know how much they're going to be, so they're just sitting here blank. But like from here up, I will copy and paste to the next month. Well, I don't know if I'm going to use this for next year. So if I would, um, because those are like monthly things, I don't want to have to fuss with all this stuff, which is why you will see some blanks in here, I guess is what I'm saying. All right, $7.50 for a little life insurance policy. I got a refund of $13.78 from Target. See, there we go. I ordered items from Target's website, picked them up, and ended up being not what I needed. I returned it. They gave me my money back. How weird. All right, $95 for a membership fee. If you've been watching long enough, you know I'm kind of doing some credit card churning for travel rewards points and things like that. And this is for the Chase Marriott Bonvoy Boundless. So $95, which I realize is kind of a downside of some of these things. Like, you have to pay these fees, but I mean, it looks to me like every fee is worth it. Like the card will pay for itself in its perks and benefits, provided that you use the perks and benefits, right? And I know that they're sort of hoping you don't. But I expect to do a lot of travel. So for this $95, I'm going to get a free night stay at a Marriott. Like, that is going to pay for itself. And because I am determined to travel, it will pay for itself. My membership fee for my Chase Sapphire already paid for itself. There was a deal when I was signing up that I didn't even realize, but there was a $300 travel credit. And I booked a room in Miami after my cruise, and then all of a sudden, like, I saw this like, $279 credit, and I was like, "Oh my god, what is that?" Like, did we not get the room? Like, I'm so confused. And I didn't get a cancellation notice or anything, so I did some digging and realized, holy crap, I have a $300 travel credit. So I paid $95 for the card and I got $300 back. So paid for itself. All right, so my mom reimbursed me for our trip. She just hadn't gotten around to it until a couple of days ago. So I think she was probably waiting to get paid. She likes to do all of her stuff when she gets paid. Fine. So $500 there, and then I transferred the money over to the travel account. That's why there's two entries there. Water, $4.37. I think I said earlier that, oopsie, went over my normal minor or my minimal amount. So there we go, $4.37 for that. $50 for my tags on my plates, my license plates on my car, because yeah, it gets renewed every December. I got new ones. I mean, they sent me new ones. They made me take new ones, and I haven't put my new license plate on. So here's hoping I don't get pulled over, because my new registration does not match my tags. Oh well. Then I went to Sam's and I bought some food for me, and I bought some food for my mother. And why is that coming in as positive? I did this. This is the third time I'm running through this, and wait a minute. I'm going to pause this for a second. All right. I see what I did. So the total amount, was the 168, whatever was just sitting in there. 93 of that was my mother's. And I think I put it in there to just see what mine was and then never changed the math. So my bit was $75.15. It was $93.49 of my mom's, because again, she was like, hey, she doesn't have a Sam's Club membership anymore. It's really worth it for me because I go in and get salads and stuff, and they're I go like every week and I get salads. They're way cheaper than the store. So it's worth it for me to spend the money. It hasn't really been worth it for her to spend the money in a while. All right, $26.80, which she paid me for. Um, and I'm trying to remember what the other grocery money was that she gave me. Maybe it was stuff we bought at Target. See, this is what I said when I still haven't figured out what that was because she did not pay me for her Sam's yet. So, all right. I bought a planner from Erin Condren, $53.32. There's probably cheaper planners out there, but I like it. It works for me, so I just suck it up and pay that every year. I spent $1 on Dollar Flight Club. It's a 6-month trial or whatever, so we'll see if that's worth it or not. I'm not sure. I have to actually set it up yet, so that probably would help. I spent $40 on a Travelzoo subscription, which I'm pretty happy with Travelzoo. It used to be free. Somebody bought it and then they decided to make it subscription. I got a free first year of it, but that's now coming to a close. And they've added some things I think that make it worth your while if you take advantage of them. So we'll see. One of the benefits is if you register your flight beforehand before you travel, um, and your flight is delayed by more than like 2 hours, like you can get into like some of the like airport priority lounges and stuff, which is kind of cool. We signed up for it. We actually ended up our flight was gonna be I don't actually even know. It was delayed a little bit um to Florida, our flight to Florida. And then we got a text message from Frontier and we got an email from Travelzoo saying, "Oh, hey, we're sorry your flight's been delayed, but good news, now you can come join the lounge." And we were at that point trying to figure out like where the lounge was and if it was worth even going to. And then all of a sudden our flight started boarding. So we were like, wait a minute, it wasn't actually delayed. That's weird. All right. Okay, so we didn't get to use it, but we kind of got to see how it worked anyway. Shutterfly, $95.65. I bought some gifts for family and friends. Um, I spent $47.56 at Amazon, even though I hate to shop at Amazon. A friend of mine, her daughter works a colleague, I should say. Not that we're not friends, but I know her through work. Her daughter works for an organization called Families United Network, and they provide support services to families in need. One of the things they do at Christmas time is they come up with a Christmas list of like toys and things like that for the kids. And I kind of think the kids themselves like make the wish list. And then the organization like takes the gifts, wraps them, gives them to the appropriate kids or whatever. So she always sends a link around to see if anybody is interested in or so inclined. So I bought a gift for a boy and a gift for a girl. So $47.56 there. $6.80 at Walmart. I was just buying, I think, like tissue paper and gift bags and stuff like that for my Secret Santa's gifts. Spent $90.45 at Target. Some of that was specifically for my Secret Santa. Others were some of the things that I used to like make gifts for my friends. I make edible gifts because I cannot be bothered to shop. Um, I have a friend living in Tampa. I knew she was in Florida. I don't think I realized she was in Tampa. She was one of my college teammates, and she was, I guess, right in the path of the last hurricane that rolled through Tampa. And her house is flooded and she just lost everything. So another one of our teammates reached out and was trying to collect money and stuff. So I sent her $100. I spent $32.16 on a pattern. Well, 3 patterns from By Annie. I love them. I'm really excited to make them. They actually look really challenging, which I'm not excited for, but I'm excited to have the item. I then spent $55.46 at Whirly Pop. I bought like another pot for my personal Whirly Pop. And then I bought like a little Whirly Pop and popcorn, gourmet popcorn kit sort of thing for my Secret Santa because she very much likes popcorn. And there was not a lot on her information sheet to go on in order to like get her the bigger gift that we do. We do like $5 gifts throughout the week, and then at the end you get like a bigger gift that's, I don't know. Most people spend around $50. So I was like, like nothing here but like candy and coffee. So I also work with her mother, so I cornered her mother and I was like, "Oh my god, please help me with something." So, anyway, spent $20.93 on gas from Sheets. I spent $55. Y'all, I bought 5 pairs of shoes in the first week of December. 2 I bought at DSW. And what's important to know about me here, if I like something, if I try on a pair of shoes and I like the way they fit, I like the way they feel, I like the way they look, I will buy them in like black and brown every time. And if there's another color like a gray or a blue, like a navy blue that will work with my clothing, I will buy that too. And that's exactly what I did with these boots. I already own a pair of brown boots. But I've worn them for like 3 or 4 years now. The heels are starting to collapse on them, but they're super comfortable. So I needed to replace them, and I was like, well, while I'm at it, like I need to replace my black boots because the black shoes that I have, or I should get a pair of black boots because the black shoes that I have are, yeah, the heels are collapsing on those, and I should just get rid of them. So anyway, I did, and then I really, really, really love the gray ones. And I couldn't get them. They were out of stock on the website, but Amazon had 1 pair left in my size. So I sucked it up and bought them. So that was $55. And then I went to a couple different places. So I had intended on going to this distillery. Oh my God. I just scratched my ear and apparently there was a scab there. Um, Sorry if you can see my ear bleeding on camera. I went to this distillery to get a gift for a colleague. So that's the first one. And then I went with my mother. She had never been, so we had tried some drinks. So that was 25, 24. I went to LL Bean to buy my other boots. My boots were $311. And then my mom went along with me to try on some slippers and kind of see if the slippers were any good. I have a pair of LL Bean slippers. I freaking love them. And they have lasted now for like 4 or 5 years, and they're still like pretty solidly like the only thing really wrong with them is that my feet sweat in them, and so they can get a little smelly. So I have to like get the smell out of them. But beyond that, like they're so well made. And so I told her, try them on, and they were like $90 slippers or whatever. She was like, "Oh my God, that's so expensive for slippers." And I was like, "Mom, I'm telling you, these things will probably last longer than you. Like these things will probably outlive you at this point. Like they're so well made." So she was going to get them, and then I realized in talking with her that she got me some Christmas gifts, and we were not supposed to be getting gifts to each other this year. We were supposed to just put our money towards the trip, and that was that. And so since she broke the rules, I was like, well, then I'm getting you these. So I got her slippers and some wool socks. And then I spent $311 on 2 pairs of boots for myself. I actually need boots. My snow boots last year, the last time it snowed, I like hauled my snow boots on, took one step, and I heard this like ripping sound. And there's like a rubber part at the bottom that's meant to be waterproof. And then there's leather that's like stitched. That's the rest of the boot. And the stitching basically in the leather and the rubber part, just no good. Ripped, completely ripped. I've had these boots since, oh God, probably 15 years, every bit of 15 years, maybe 20. So I don't even know if they really can be fixed, but regardless, it'll take a while. And um, they weren't really that comfortable to like actually hike in. And I want a pair of boots that I can go like hike in the snow. I can go snowshoeing and things like that. So this was my attempt at getting boots like that, and then also getting a pair of boots that like I could actually like wear out to places, like not necessarily to work, but like if I had to like run errands or go to the store or something, I can, wear those. I can also return them if I end up not liking them. So I have up to a year to return them for a full refund. So that kind of helped me pull the trigger, I think. Now, went to Walmart, spent 25.29. That was stuff for my mother. Which again, she complains that I'm buying stuff for her and that she's just pay me. And I'm like, but mom, we're gonna get like 4 free nights out of this to like travel with, just for the little bit of inconvenience of you having to transfer me money. Like, get over it. She's over it. She just whined quick. And then I spent $48.89 on windshield wipers. Don't know if you know this, but you should change your wipers in at least twice a year. And if you live in places where I live, where it gets lots of snow, it's best to do it like right before. the snow starts and right at the end of the winter season. So anyway, we then went to this place called Pizza Boy Brewery, which is a fantastic brewery down near where the LL Bean was. Um, and she gave me the money for it, but she paid for the food. It was $42.88, so she gave me $43. And I bought a six pack of like just individuals because they have so many freaking beers there. So there was just stuff I wanted to try. And then spent $10.41 and $16 separately. Well, I separated them out because some of it was gift related stuff. It's stuff to help me make gifts and gifts for my Secret Santa. And then there was $10.41 that was just grocery stuff for me. I got some sugar and flour and stuff like that. So anyway, those are the expenses for the week. This video has definitely run on long enough, but what do you do to keep track of your spending? Do you, just hoard all of your receipts? Do you sit here and calculate out? I like to do it on once a week. I usually do it on the weekend. I just, wasn't paying attention to much this weekend. Apparently I was out busy shopping and spending a whole bunch of money. Maybe that's why I didn't really think about it or want to do it this weekend because yeah, maybe I just didn't want to know subconsciously. Who knows? I don't know. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what it is you do. If you're still with me, thanks so much for watching, guys. We'll see you next time. Bye. Okay.